So, I'm back. Um, I talked about major differences, and I feel like that more went in a negative direction or a neutral one, so I want to try and focus on some more positive ones today. I'm going to start out by saying that I had a bad face day today. Um, I woke up late, so I was kind of in a hurry, and it's one of those things where, like, I did the same thing that I did a lot of days. It just didn't work out very well. I was very tired, so that being said, I'm going to move on to some more positive things. As far as like major differences between today and a year ago, um, I've been doing a lot of vocal training, so like my throat is kind of fucked up. Uh, that is kind of one of the things. Like if you overdo it and you practice too much, you are like stretching your vocal cords in a direction they're not used to, so you can retrain them to be in a different spot and use your voice in a different way. There's like different cadences. There's a lot that goes into it, but my throat's a little shit. So yeah, I had a fucking, that was my cat. I had a bad face day today. I didn't have time to use lip liner. It should be looking busted. Um, my wife is very honest with me when I ask her for her opinion, because it's helpful. And I said I had a bad face day when I picked her up from work. And keep in mind, like, this has been on my face for like 12 hours at this point or something like that. So it's not going to look as good as it did when I left. And she looked at me and goes, "Oh, baby, it looks like you got a black eye because of how blotchy it is." So as far as like every single day, major differences, what to expect. Like I said, like I think in the last video, not every day is going to be a good day. One of these times I'll put on a more decent face, and hopefully that will be on record too. So I guess on that topic, one of the major differences that I really, really enjoy is doing my makeup. I think that's super, super fun. I definitely don't want to do it every day forever. So yeah, looking forward to doing more IPL. I snuck in one of those today. And again, for people that are possibly looking at what this looks like for you, get my fucking huge ass nose out of the frame. Like that's kind of, I'm like not as like stubbly as I normally am because I have a new razor, and it actually like holy shit was that different. But yeah, you can just pretty much always see it, and like keep in mind that this is like fucking makeuped over. And one of the other problems with my fucking makeup right now is that I didn't check the number on my foundation when I went to go get more of it. So I did my best on my very first like skin matching job for foundation, and I failed miserably. When I got home, it was like the next day before. It was like the next day. Was getting ready for work, and I was like completely out of my other one. Like there was not a drop left. So the new one I put on my hand, and it was like way thinner. I'm like, okay, like this is different. And then I put it on, and I was like, this looks a little lighter than usual. And a lot. Sorry, I almost said her name. My wife looked at me, and I said, like, "Hey, I think this one's a little lighter." And she took a look, and she just goes, "Oh, oh." So I went in and looked at it, and I'm supposed to have 185. I have 125. So it just isn't good right now. I'm going to wake up earlier tomorrow, and I will have a better face day. I have to go to the doctor soon. I will probably stop at Ulta and grab something. Probably going to wash all this off. I don't think I'm putting another one back on. I don't know that I really give a fuck. I'm going to the doctor, and it's my gender care doctor, so I don't think he really gives a fuck. I'm going to be out of the car for like a split second. So yeah, makeup is actually super fun. It's so creative. Every day you can do something different. It's just super fun. I get to like make my face do different stuff. I can make it a different color every day. I get to play with all kind of glitters and shit. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. On the days that it works out, it works out, and you fucking look like a boss bitch, at least while it lasts. And like, I'm doing dishes throughout the night too, so some of it probably just gets washed off, and like I'm standing over a fryer or something, so it's not like I'm going out someplace or just like going to work in an office. Like my face is gonna get fucked up, and there's nothing I can do about it. And for people who work normal jobs that are going through this, yeah, it's going to be a thing. If you are anywhere near something that's going to give off a lot of like heat, or you're going to sweat, or you're going to have like water or something on your face, God forbid. See if I can catch this. Yeah, right there. That's from my nose running. And that's like every fucking day, all the time. It's just a thing. So you end up just having to like touch it ever so slightly. And after a while, you just end up with this like one little dark spot under there, which is not showing super well on the phone, but it's there. So that's a thing. But it is super, super fun. I enjoy it. I look forward to doing a lot more of it and getting better with it. Like, I'm going to look at myself a year from now and be like, holy shit, bitch, you look so busted, and here's why. So be prepared for that too. You're going to look like shit some days, but it's going to be so fun anyway. And I would say that my freedom of expression is like way, way different now. My freedom of expression before was like, how can I be as non-expressive as possible? I'd even considered like and wanted to do just like a white jumpsuit every day. And that's all that I would wear is just a white jumpsuit, or maybe like a gray one or something like that. But the point was I was going to do like complete, just like fuck you to all forms of color and expression. And that was that was like literally my expression was like, fuck that, fuck all of you. And I don't feel like participating. Whereas now it's like, oh my God, I'm going to get a new dress again. Oh my God, like, you know, there's like some new thing. I get to have like a necklace or something. It's definitely different in that way, in a very, very good way. It's exciting. Struggling with the voice today. Holy shit. I guess I struggle with it every day, but it's just a lot more like I listen to myself back a little bit and it's like, holy shit, it has not changed that much. Even if it's a little bit, though, I'll take it. And like the internal stress that I have with myself, yeah, I still get like super uncomfortable with my voice or whatever. That's definitely a thing. However, it's like I'm not fighting my actual self. I'm agreeing with myself. I like what I'm doing. That's a major difference, and I'm a lot happier for it. I'm a lot better off. It's not to say that everyone would be, but in my case it is. And like the self-discovery aspect is really fun. Finding out that you've been repressing a lot of things, that means that there's a lot of things that you like that you have not been doing. And in my case, that's definitely true. I have zero problem like engaging in whatever thing I like. It's a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do before, but I was just embarrassed to do so and like worry what people would say. Man, did I always get like, I just was always afraid that people would know that I was like way femme, and that I wouldn't be taken seriously for job candidacy. So like for me, that's been really fun, is finding out all the things that I do enjoy that I have been repressing for a long time. Like Care Bears is one. We're like playing different like video games that are like really silly, and all we do is just like dress up and stuff like that. I didn't know how much I love doing nails. Like that's a real thing. I just don't deny myself anymore. It doesn't matter. I don't have any like standard to live up to anymore. I can just be myself. Getting a new wardrobe is really fun. That is like super exciting. Twice in the last week, I've had a dress coming and I didn't know what it looked like before I got it. And that was super fucking exciting. I love going out when we're like, okay, well, we've got some extra money. Let's get some new stuff. We'll go to like, sometimes at the mall, we'll just randomly go to Hot Topic and we find all kinds of cool shit. Like this belt, which I have abused to its absolute end. It is hanging on by a literal thread. If I can get it in here. Yeah. I don't know if it's showing, but anyway, it's a literal thread. Super cute belt. I get compliments on it all the time. And that's something I got Hot Topic. That's something that we do together. It is so, so fun. It's expensive, especially since my body's probably going to change again. Like, good. Whole new wardrobe, like 3 more times. Great. Um, so, definitely a good time, though. I am looking forward to buying more stuff. Thank you, baby. Um, I think I feel more comfortable in my own skin, even though I know I look busted right now and whatever. Like, I still feel way more comfortable. I'm not hiding from anyone. Um, and even when I knew that I was ready to like transition, it wasn't a good time to do it right away. Um, so I just like, I don't know. I was doing stuff at home anyway and doing my best to live the life, but it's not the same thing as like actually going through it and doing it. Um, and I would definitely say that I feel more comfortable like with myself, which is cool. I like myself more. Pardon me. My throat is like super shit. Um, I would say that another major difference, like when I am accepted in a woman's space, like be it a bathroom or like a women's hotline, like I've used for my weed card before, being in a women's group of friends and not being ostracized and being included as a woman, um, like that feeling is so like, yes, I needed that. And I honestly didn't even look for male spaces. I didn't want that when, like a year ago. I don't even want to say when I was a boy because I've always wanted to be this way. At least me personally. Even if I didn't internally recognize it, for sure, looking back on it, I absolutely have memories of like, damn, I just wish I was born a woman. And I have had no problem saying that even. Um, I don't know why I was surprised. But anyway, I feel a lot safer and I feel great in those spaces. I didn't feel comfortable in men's spaces already. Um, so I just feel like I'm more comfortable and safer, at least when I'm accepted anyway. When I get like a woman who's going to be shitty, she's going to be shitty, and nothing I'm going to do about that. In the bathroom, sometimes that happens where like a mother's in there and they're like, for whatever reason, they're going to look at you like you are a fucking like predator and like look at you suspiciously. And it's like, dude, I, I'm putting a lip on. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't care. Like, I'm not in here. Like, I'm trans, so I'm a pervert. Okay. Well, we can agree that we don't like perverts in the bathroom. Yep. Neither do I. Um, I don't understand why me being trans forces that, but whatever. Uh, I feel like when, especially like in, like, for example, like the bathroom, when I do get people that just go in there and treat me like any other woman, the, like when I get respected that way, um, it's like a whole weight is off of my shoulders. Um, so I feel safer, more comfortable. Um, but I also, it just like there's, it's not a physical weight, obviously, but it feels like a huge, huge weight has been lifted. And I can just like let go and just be my fucking self. I don't have to be worried. I don't have to be afraid of anything. Um, I've got super bad anxiety. And I guess it's not as bad. Um, but especially when I feel comfortable and I know that I'm not going to like get any shit for being me, which I was getting shit for being me already before I was transitioning. Which is part of the reason I feel like this is like such a good thing for me. Like I don't have to, at points, I really don't have to think about it at all. I'm still trying to like ebb and flow my voice a little bit when I feel like I know I have to keep on trying and do different things, and it's just kind of embarrassing to do it on film though. But this is kind of like, again, for what it looks like before you're Samantha Lux and you're beautiful and gorgeous and you sound all the way there, inspiring people like myself to go through the change. This is where you're at. Um, and in general, I feel like a weight is gone. Like legitimately, it feels like a weight is gone. Um, and to that, like I have a lot less thoughts about using drugs. it's like all around a very, very different thing. And that's a good thing. Like, I honestly didn't enjoy myself on cocaine. I stopped for a reason. It's just nice to not be running from those things anymore. So all of this to say, like, a major difference is just controlling what I can control. I think that that's a thing that's going to continue to be a part of my life for a while. I don't want to scratch my face. Probably going to be a part of my life for a while. Something that happened today that I'll touch on briefly. One of my coworkers really fucking pissed me off. She misgenders me like literally every day, to customers, to me, when I'm not around, when I am around. No one fucking corrals this person, and I don't know how many times I've like, anyway. So she does it again today, and I was surprised. Like, or not surprised, like, I kind of expected it, obviously, but, like, I was still angry and getting angrier. And it's like, dude, how many fucking days in a row is this going to happen before we come up with a different plan? And I'm not like, she's definitely the problem. She's the issue, like 100%. But I still control how I feel about that and how I deal with it. So I don't know that I have a good answer to that. I'm going to double down on once again, like, I don't have a lot of answers. I just have my experience and kind of what I'm going through. My insecurity is showing, and that's why I'm upset. A lot of people have said stuff to me that doesn't bother me, positive and negative. It's like, whatever. This time it bothers me, and that's because it bothers me. That's the truth. It bothers me. Without her, she doesn't need to be involved, and I'm already bothered because I don't look the way I want to. I'm still not passing. You know, like, those things bother at least me anyway. There wouldn't be so many people trying to pass. And it's not even like, I'll put it this way, if I didn't have to, like, pass all the way to be just treated like a normal fucking person, then fine. I'm transitioning. That means I haven't transitioned yet. I definitely think there's a difference between the two. And I don't think you ever stop transitioning, but there is a point when I think probably transition is something that we're striving for. I'm definitely not there. I'm transitioning. I almost wish I had a little, like, you know how they have those student driver things on the back of cars? So you expect them to be like a little not with it. They're going to go slow. They might not, like, understand how certain traffic things work. They're probably just going to hang out in the right lane. Like, if you're on the highway and you see a student driver, you pass them. Not because you want to be shitty to them, but because they're fucking student drivers. Like, I'm not be on your merry little way. Like, you know what I mean? Do your thing. I wish I could have, like, a fucking transitioning label or something like that, like a bumper sticker, so that people are like, oh, it's a new one. Okay, we're going to expect this one to not be, like, well put together. I haven't been doing it for very long. I'm fucking 35 years old, and most women at this point, if they're putting on a face, at least did it as teenagers, right? Like, that's usually what people at work say is like, oh, I remember when I was in high school, I would, like, do my face every day too. It's like, well, fuck. If I didn't have so much shit to cover, I wouldn't either. I'm not trying to be childish. God, that looks so bad. I'm not trying to be childish, but goddamn, if I don't do this and that kind of shit, like, I don't always do an eye, but if I don't do something, then people are definitely going to misgender me. They're not going to assume that. So, you know, anyway, I guess I got high, but I'll cut it off there then.